This is where it started. The whole thing. So, the Lady Pioneer and the Little Pioneer are all out here with me. Hey, hey, Little Pioneer. Let's see if we can get a better shot of this guy. Hey, buddy. Could you tell us what you're doing out here today? Any words? And that's a dog. That's a dog. That's a dog. So, we're outside, just kind of playing around in the garden because being outside is infinitely better than being inside. Anytime you can get outside, I would encourage it. Me and Lady Pioneer are out here. Say hello, Lady Pioneer.
Hello.
And we're just drinking coffee. We've got a fire going in the back because fires are delightful. That's kind of where we burn all of our like excess tree branches and stuff that are too thick to compost, and we just put them in the garden. I'm out here weeding these various beds. I just kind of try to stay on top of it all the time. And I've got an interesting thing happening right now. So right down here, you see all of these weeds. These are all just loose weeds. And I've been pulling weeds out of the yard and piling them against the base of our planter beds because the grass and stuff underneath will die, which means I don't need to weed eat next to the beds or like mow or anything next to the beds. And it kind of acts like a makeshift mulch, which I find very, very compelling because then I have less work to do, and I'm all about less work. The plan for today is to sit here and let the Little Pioneer plant nothing, because when he plants nothing, he can destroy nothing. And that's how we're spending our evening. So here's a real question for you, Lady Pioneer. Do you find more value in us sitting and watching something interesting on Netflix or sitting out here kind of digging around in the garden with Little Pioneer?
I will say I vastly enjoy being outside, but it's also the perfect time right now because the bugs aren't too bad.
That's
and
true.
It's not hot and humid and sticky. My answer will probably change in about a month.
That's a valid point. It does get a lot more difficult when it's not spring, but since it is spring, now's a really good opportunity to spend more time outside. And we're taking advantage of that.
Can't hit the off button.
This is an interesting thing that I discovered a week or two ago. I planted right over here the basil and other herbs that I wanted to grow this year. And while I was walking next to the bed, I looked down and I took a look at these. Now, a couple years ago, I would not have known what I'm looking at. These right here, these here, this little guy right there, those are all basil plants. I've got probably 6 of them right here. And this is just kind of growing rogue. Here's another one right over there. These are all growing rogue next to the garden bed. And I have a dog literally standing right next to me trying to hit the camera out of my hand. Hey, Titan. Now that I actually know what basil looks like, I know that that's all basil. So I'm gonna let that grow. I might even let it grow right where it is and not transplant it because I can. It's not taking up any space. I've got basil growing, and probably 2 years ago, I would have pulled that up thinking it was a weed. But last year I grew basil for the first time, so now I know like really clearly what the beginning of the plant looks like. So it's amazing what you learn just by trying, and now I know what basil looks like. Now I'm gonna have free basil growing in my yard. Win-win in my book. Say hey, Titan. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you can keep informed on all the updates we do on the channel.